Welcome to our AI-powered podcast where we dive into real-life stories and experiences in tiny house living and van life. Join us as our AI host shares exciting, relatable tales and insights from the world of minimalism and mobile living, all with a fresh, entertaining twist. Perfect for anyone dreaming of a simpler, adventure-filled lifestyle. Tune in for inspiration, laughs, and the occasional surprise from our AI narrator.
Hello, how are everyone doing today? Welcome to the Cozy Curator podcast. We're here to bring you all the warmth, wisdom, and a sprinkle of wonder as we explore different lifestyles and topics. Before we begin, I want to let the audience know what you see in our rooms like coffee mug, bed, furniture, and fireplace. Check out the Cozy Curator shop link below in the descriptions. We have all furniture and kitchen cabinets items for tiny houses. Okay, let's begin. Our today's episode is all about the minimalist lifestyle, specifically for those fascinated by tiny houses and van life. We've got 30 minutes to dive into the ins and outs of living with less and gaining so much more.
And to keep it fun, we're doing it as a team of 4. I'm Lily, here with Emma, Zoe, and Sam. We're taking turns sharing stories, tips, and our personal experiences with minimalism. So, if you've ever dreamed about downsizing, breaking free from clutter, or just feeling lighter in life, this episode is for you.
Get comfy and don't go anywhere. We're about to break down what it's really like to live minimally, the rewards, the challenges, and how to start your own journey toward a more intentional life. Ready, ladies?
Oh, we're ready. And so are you, listeners. By the end, you'll know whether the minimalist life is calling your name. Let's get into it.
Why are so many people choosing minimalism? Emma.
All right, let's kick things off by asking the big question. Why are so many people turning to minimalism? We've seen this huge wave of interest in tiny homes and van life over the last decade. Why do you think that is? I think a big part of it is people's desire to escape the grind. Most of us are taught that we need a big house and lots of stuff to be happy, but minimalism flips that idea on its head. Imagine a life where you don't spend all your time working just to pay for things you don't really need.
Totally. And there's something freeing about not being tied down. I mean, think about it. Living in a tiny house or a van lets you move around and explore without the weight of a huge mortgage. Minimalism allows people to focus on what they want out of life rather than what they're supposed to have.
Yes, and there's also an environmental angle. A lot of people are drawn to minimalism because it's more sustainable. Tiny houses, for example, use way fewer resources, and if you're living in a van, you're naturally consuming less because space is limited.
And here's a mind-blowing fact. Researchers have found that people who practice mindfulness and slow living report feeling like they have more time, not less. It's like pressing a pause button on the chaos.
Yeah, and it's actually fun. Like, you'd be amazed at the clever storage solutions people come up with. You start seeing space differently, and even small changes can make a huge difference in how your home feels.
And there's this constant sense of freedom. Imagine waking up wherever you want. If you're tired of one view, you just drive to the next. It's this sense of adventure that keeps people hooked.
So minimalism isn't just a lifestyle, it's a mindset. Once you start living minimally, it changes you. You start thinking differently about what really matters.
Exactly. You prioritize experiences over things, people over possessions. Minimalism shifts your focus from accumulating stuff to accumulating memories. You get this deep sense of gratitude for the little things.
And it makes you resilient too. When you live with less, you realize you don't need a lot to be happy. You become resourceful and adaptable because you have to be. It's actually really empowering.
I think it also makes you more intentional with your time. When you're not constantly buying or organizing stuff, you have more time to focus on what matters to you. For me, that was a game changer. I started doing things I'd always put off because I was too busy.
Alright, so minimalism sounds amazing, but let's be real, it's not always easy. What are the biggest challenges you've faced or heard about in this lifestyle?
One big challenge is definitely the lack of privacy, especially if you're living with someone in a tiny space. You're always together, and that can be tough. You have to learn to communicate really well and be respectful of each other's space.
Another one is the logistical challenges. Finding a place to park a van overnight, managing power and water, especially in winter. That stuff isn't easy. It's a lifestyle that requires flexibility and a good sense of humor. Finding a place to park a van overnight, managing power and water, especially in winter. That stuff isn't easy. It's a lifestyle that requires flexibility and a good sense of humor.
And I think there's also the social aspect. Sometimes people don't understand why you're living this way. They might see it as roughing it or even as extreme. It's important to remember why you're doing it and not let other people's opinions get to you.
Absolutely. Minimalism requires a strong sense of self because it's not for everyone, and that's okay. But the rewards can be so worth it.
Let's talk about those rewards because there are so many. For me, the biggest reward has been a sense of freedom. I no longer feel weighed down by things. My life feels lighter, and that's priceless.
Yes, and there's also the freedom to focus on what really matters. When you're not constantly thinking about what you need to buy or do around the house, you're free to pursue your passions, spend time with people you love, and just be.
And it's a stress reliever. When you own less, you have less to worry about. Cleaning takes minutes, and there's no endless cycle of buying and organizing stuff. You just feel free.
I think minimalism also helps you live in the present. When you're not focused on accumulating, you become more appreciative of each moment. That's a beautiful way to live.
For anyone listening and thinking, I'd love to try this, but I don't know where to start, we've got you covered. The good news is that you don't have to go all in from the beginning. Minimalism is a journey, and you can take it at your own pace.
Start by decluttering one area of your home. Maybe it's your closet, your kitchen, or even just your desk. Go through each item and ask yourself, do I really need this? Does it bring me joy?
Another tip is to try a no-buy month. For 1 month, commit to not buying anything except essentials. This can help you become more mindful of your spending and show you how much you already have.
And don't be afraid to let go of sentimental items if they no longer serve you. Take a photo if it helps. But remember, memories don't live in things. They live in you.
Minimalism is a journey that looks different for everyone. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Just start where you are and go at your own pace.
And remember, you're not just letting go of stuff. You're making space for things that truly matter. Trust the process and enjoy the freedom that comes with it.
We hope today's episode inspired you to try something new, or at least sparked some curiosity about minimalism. Thank you so much for joining us on the Cozy Curator podcast. If you love this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe, share it with friends, and leave a review. And of course, we'll be back next time with more cozy conversations. Until then, stay curious, stay cozy, and keep curating the life you love. Oh, and don't forget to check out the link below in the description to our shop. Bye now.
episode.